There it comes. This is number 7. It was a massive up.
Tales of wonder.
Right? Different things you do to do.
Iqra Kids TV.
Initiating system 1. System 1.
Hey, assalamu alaikum guys. Welcome once again to Iqra Kids TV with me, your host, Khaleel Mohammed. As usual, working so hard to make sure we put together the best possible show that we can possibly put together for you guys out there. Let me remind you, Iqra means to read, to understand, and to learn. Kids are you guys, and TV is what you should be watching now, unless you're watching it on YouTube or something. I suppose it doesn't matter. It's all the same thing, guys. Well, let's not waste any more time. Let's get into today's show. Here we go.
Initiating system 1. System 1 loaded.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome once again to Hot Topic, the show where we talk about important issues important to you and you and you and you. Today we're going to be talking about a very important topic, okay? It's going to be one of those topics and one of those situations that you are going to face sooner or later, because where we live, the people we know, our friends, not all of them are Muslim and some of them are Muslims, but you're still going to encounter this problem. When you're out with your friends and you're having a good time, some of them want to do drugs. Some of them want to drink alcohol, and sometimes they're gonna come to you and they're gonna say, try some of this, oh, it's really nice, oh, da 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 da, etc., etc., etc. Creating pressure on you to join in, to be one with the guys or one with the gals, and be a part of what they're doing. Now, of course, as Muslims, it goes without saying that we should not be participating in drugs or alcohol. It is expressly forbidden. And I've got something to read for you. The Quran says, Satan's plan is to sow hatred and enmity amongst you with intoxicants and gambling, and to hamper you from the remembrance of Allah and from your prayer. Will you then not give it up? Quran 591. So the Quran makes it crystal clear that any type of intoxicants should be shunned. We shouldn't have anything to do with it. But the reality is, as youngsters growing up, where we're growing up, we're going to encounter these things from time to time. When I was growing up, even though I wasn't born a Muslim, I had the same problem. People always try to get me to smoke this or drink that or go here and go there. And it can be a bit of a burden, especially as now Muslims now, we know we're not supposed to do it. So how do we stay away from these problems? I've got some tips that I hope are going to be helpful to you. Tip number 1 for staying away from drugs and alcohol. If you're in a situation, you're out with your mates, wherever you may be, and some clever person comes and says, let's do this, let's try that, make an excuse, okay? There are different things we can do, and we're gonna go through those, but the first thing we're gonna say, to just keep it nice and light, is just make an excuse. You know, I've got some excuses here, for example, say, no thanks, my parents will probably know that I did that, or say, I can't stay long, right? I have to go and help my dad with something, or I'm supposed to meet my friend in a few hours or a few minutes, I can't, I've got to go, okay? That may be a way to diffuse the situation and to get the pressure off of you, okay? Because we know what our friends can be like sometimes. If you don't want to join in something, they think you're boring, they think you're just you know, whatever, right? You just think, what's wrong with this guy? Why doesn't he just join in with the rest of us? Why does he have to be the odd one out, okay? So the first tip is make an excuse. Tip number 2, you can also pepper that with some humor, okay? Because after all, they're your friends, they know what you're like, you know what they're like. So you can use a bit of humor to sort of diffuse the situation. So you can say, no thanks, I need all my brain cells, so I'm not going to be participating in drinking any alcohol. You can say, doesn't that stuff stunt your growth? I'm too short already, okay? So you're using a bit of humor because you don't want to fall out with your friends. Okay, they're doing things that they shouldn't be doing, things that you don't want to do, but there's no need to fall out, okay? You don't have to go from, okay, hi, and all of a sudden, oh, no, I don't want to do, I hate you, I'm going to. No, you can just be nice and easy with them. A bit of humor goes a long, long way. Tip number 3 for getting out of those sticky situations is to just change the subject. If you can hear that they're building up to it, they're going to a certain place where they've done it before, and you know where that conversation is going, right? Change the subject. You can sort of say, oh my gosh, did you guys see that film last night? Or did you see the match the other day? Or you know, or the latest hijab style, did you see it on TikTok? Or Try and change the subject, because sometimes, you know, your friends, they want to hear what you have to say, and if you've got something cool to say, they're going to be listening to you, right? So you can say things like, I'm good. You want to play football? You know, I've been trying out this new kick and I wanted to try something different. Or you can say, no thanks, let's go and grab some food. I'm starving, okay? There's a million excuses, a million ways that you can change the topic, okay? So you're going to have to be prepared for those possible situations. As I said, I'm sure some of you may have already found yourself in those situations. So hopefully you dealt with it well. And for those of you who have not crossed that bridge yet, inshallah, these tips will be of use to you. Tip number 4 to avoid those awkward moments where your friends are asking you to do something, drink this or do something like that as well. Say that you're busy or act like you're busy. Say that you're doing something else. They're on your case. They're in your face. And you whip out your phone and they're asking you something. You're holding a minute, man, I'm doing something. Oh, I need to do something. Make an excuse, okay? Say that you're too busy, okay? You can always find something to say, okay? It just takes a bit of imagination. Do not lose your temper. Don't get all rowdy, okay? Don't get all rowdy on them. Just try and act and say that you're too busy. You've got to go somewhere. You've got to leave, okay? That does definitely work, okay? I've used that on different occasions, not regarding drugs and alcohol, but for different things. Sometimes you hear somebody talk about a touchy subject that you don't want to get involved in. You don't want to explore that particular topic. And I've used it to sort of, and just veer the conversation off to something else. It is very easy to do. Tip number 5, if you are in that situation, and maybe all the other tips haven't helped, why not just tell them about the dangers of drugs and alcohol, okay? You can make it clear to them that you are quite sensible, you're quite responsible, and you want to be able to stay healthy and stay away from these things that can lead you into other dangers. And these things are dangers because alcoholism and things of this nature, drug addiction, they are real pandemics in their own right, to the point where people have died from them, unfortunately. So these other things can lead into it, okay? So tell them about the dangers of drugs. Tell them about the dangers of alcohol. I heard a research paper recently talking about that even a little bit of alcohol is bad for you. Even a little bit is bad for you. It might not show in your face or anything, but in your internal organs, it can have a detrimental effect. You can say, no thanks, that stuff is haram. Okay, say it clear. That stuff is haram. Or you can say, haven't you heard about the kid on the news who died from doing that? Okay, that is a problem that is all over the world. Many children are facing those problems because unfortunately, drugs and alcohol are so easy to get your hands on. It's so easy to get it. And some of us look older than we are, so we can easily go into an off license and get it ourselves, or our friends can get it ourselves. Or sometimes, unfortunately, parents will even buy it for them, or older siblings will buy it for them, and that's how they consume it, okay? So the dangers of alcohol, the dangers of drugs, let them know, look, this is not a good idea, guys. This is a slippery slope. My advice to you is just leave it out. Tip number 6 to avoid getting into those situations is just be honest, okay? At the end of the day, it's down to you to protect yourself when you're away from your parents, when you're away from home, okay? It's down to you to be responsible and mature and sensible. And that sometimes means just being honest. I said to them, look, I'm Muslim, man. I'm a believing Muslim, and this stuff is haram for us, okay? Allah's forbidden it. He has clearly said it in the Quran and numerous hadith talking about why these things are haram for us, because Allah cares about us. He wants us to have the best health, the best teeth, the best muscles, the best everything. And these vices, these problems can deteriorate your muscles, your mind, your emotions, destroy relationships, all sorts of things. This is why He said to us clearly that these things are haram. We should not be anywhere near them. Okay, so there is another reason why, how you can stay away from that kind of stuff. Tip number 7, maybe they're still not having it. Then you could either repeat the last steps or just keep saying no, 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 no. Sooner or later, they're going to get the message that you're not down with what they're trying to propose. Just keep saying, no, I told you, how many times do I have to tell you? I don't want to be involved in this. Because by now, this is tip number 7. By now, if they haven't got the message now, then you're going to have to adopt a little bit of a harsher tone with them and say, dude, why are you pressuring me into this thing? I don't want to do it. I told you it's haram. It's against my religion. Get the message. You're supposed to be my friend and you're pressuring me to do these things. You know it's bad for you, but you keep pressuring me. Just be honest with them and say no, no, no. And tip number 8, if nothing else works, leave. Leave the situation, okay? It's pointless you trying to flog a dead horse, bang your head against the wall, and nothing is working. Just leave, just get up, say, guys, you can do what you like. We've discussed it. I've made my point clear. You want to keep doing it. That's between you and yourselves. I'm going. Just leave, okay? Just leave before they try to get a bit rowdy with you. Just move away from the situation. Go to a place, go home, find yourself another part of the playground or whatever it is. Make sure you're away from that situation because you don't want to get clawed back into it. Because many a time young people get involved in this thing because they think, it's just a little bit. I'm not going to do all the time, and that's how it starts. You think it's a little bit, then it turns into a little bit more, then a little bit more, and a little bit more, and it grows, and next thing you know, you're involved in it, and you don't know how you got there, okay? So just leave the situation. So again, guys, these are problems that everybody's going to be facing from time to time, and as Muslims especially, we have to be able to be prepared for these situations arising time and time again. So I hope these tips have been of some use to you to enable you, to equip you with excuses and reasons and these different methods that we can use to stay away from drugs and alcohol. Once again, guys, if you have any topics that you want me to cover here on our hot topic, all you need to do is send me an email and I will look it over and see if, that's probably a good idea. info@iqra.tv, guys. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.
Hi guys, I hope you're enjoying watching Iqra Kids TV. Remember, if you want to send in any of your artwork or if you want to join Brother Khaleel on the Random Art Studio, all you need to do is send us an email on this email address, info@iqra.tv. info@iqra.tv. Send your stuff in and give us an email. We'd love to hear from you. See you soon. Bye.
Hey you! Yes, you! Do you read books? No! No? But reading is so much fun! The first word revealed in the Quran was, Iqra, which means to read. So start reading a book today. Yes, sir!
Assalamu alaikum, guys. Have you ever thought about why do bad things happen sometimes? I don't know, all sorts of bad things, earthquakes, people getting ill, not passing exams. Why do these bad things always happen, especially to nice people? It's a question that I've thought about for a very long time, and I'm always looking to see what this person says, what that person says, trying to seek knowledge on issues like this. Well, if you are like me and you've been asking those questions, I've got some great news for you right now. The Smile to Jannah brothers have put together an amazing video talking about that very topic. Why do evil and bad things happen? And they've got 8 reasons to explain it. So guys, check it out.
Some view the problem of evil as a justification for atheism. But the existence of evil does not mean God stops existing. It just means our understanding of evil is grossly lacking. Let's consider a few points to expand on this. Number 1. Test. However many times we hear this, it remains the truth. In the Quran, chapter 29 verse 2, we're told, after belief, tests will follow. And just like any effective test, there needs to be worthy problems and challenges to prove our worthiness. Number 2, appreciation. We value cold because of heat, day because of night, and holidays because of school and work. The saying absence makes the heart grow fonder is quite apt in showing how we can become unappreciative and bored when we have something all of the time. Number 3, teaching us. We have the pixel, Allah has the picture. Many a time we see a problem as the only thing that exists, and we fail to realize it is a mere puzzle piece in a grand picture, a thread in a tapestry, a tile in a glorious mosaic, a scene in a play. You get the point. In other words, as we progress in life, we soon realize that it was our difficult moments that were our greatest teachers. Number 4, closer to Allah. When you're going through problems, notice how your prayers become more conscious, your du'as become more sincere, and you become drawn more towards God. It doesn't sound as bad now, does it? Number 5, removes sins. A hardship for a believer is a means to remove their bad deeds. This is vital because if we're raised on the day of judgment with sins, then we'll have to spend time in hell to remove them. So getting them removed here is considerably a better deal, don't you think? Number 6, paradise. People with hardships and less wealth will enter paradise before those who are rich, because the rich will have to give an account of every penny they earned. Number 7, better character. According to studies, people who are considered less good looking have more patience, less feeling of entitlement, and better manners. Number 8, punishment. Health problems, disabilities are considered a disadvantage by our limited understandings. We are duped into thinking health, wealth, and fame are measures of success, despite having a lot of examples where such affluent, quote-unquote, people have taken their own lives because of depression, power struggles, and revenge. Suffice to say, every social group has a different test. So, what are my closing thoughts? Well, we as believers are quick to blame God when things go wrong. For example, when we fail an exam, we get annoyed at God, when in reality, we didn't revise as much as we should have. When a relationship fails, upon reflection, we'll realize that it was the lack of time invested and lack of open communication that was the problem. In other words, guys, the fault is ours, but God tends to become our scapegoat. And also this word patience gets misused a lot. Being patient doesn't mean you sit idle and wait for the help of Allah to descend. No, this is a mockery of the word. You are required to do what is in your power, exhaust your means, then be patient with the outcome. In other words, do your best, Allah will do the rest. So diamonds are made when carbon undergoes great pressures. Roses start off as a seed growing in manure and darkness. Butterflies start off as slimy, unimpressive caterpillars. Realize you are just going through a rough patch. Change your mentality. View your problems as opportunities for growth rather than punishments, weaknesses. You are better than that. Yeah? Now say it with me. I can do this. Insha'Allah.
Wow. You see, sometimes you just have to sit with somebody or listen to somebody that knows what they're talking about, and all the mystery, all the big words, they just disappear once you begin to understand what the actual issue is. Again, Smile to Jannah, guys, you've done a fantastic job of breaking it down and making it so easy for us as just normal people to understand these deep issues. As he said, we have the pixel, but Allah has the picture. Remember that one. A very, very great brother said that, mashallah. We have the pixel, but Allah has the picture. If you think about it that way, it does make a lot of sense. Whew, subhanallah. Guys, once again, thank you. You brothers there at Smile to Jannah, thank you once again for letting us play your videos. Mashallah, we're really enjoying it. And we know that everybody out there has learned from it and benefited from it as well, mashallah. Guys, make sure you never miss any of our videos here on Iqra Kids TV. Take care. Assalamu alaikum. And I'm glad to see that that show went right through without a hitch at all, mashallah. Guys, what about you? What say you? Do you have any feedback, any thoughts? If you do, that is our email address right down there. And our website is as follows. Oh, I spelled it wrong there. Here we go. And of course, our Instagram page as well, guys. We really need you guys to send your work over there as well. Remember, we want to see your artwork, your drawing, the pictures of yourself going like this. Whatever the case is, like this selfie. Whatever the case is, whatever you guys think is cool, send it to that Instagram page. We'd love to hear from you guys. Take care. Speak to you soon. Assalamu alaikum. Reason number 7, it was a massive up.
Tales of wonder.
Right? Different things you do.
Iqra Kids TV.